Here in Nigeria, hundreds of licensed Nigerian brokers, dealers, and investment professionals are meeting this week for the annual conference of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. It's supposed to provide a platform for the securities market participants to weigh the country's current economic returns and their outlook for what it means for the market. So we're going to be speaking with Mr. Ayodeji Ebo, who, of course, is the Managing Director and Chief Business Officer of Optimus by Afrinvest, to give us more. Good evening to you, Ayodeji. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
so I guess, can you give us a synopsis of what this gathering is going to be about?
Yeah, thanks. And this is going to be the 28th Annual Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Conference, and which is coming up in Ibadan starting from tomorrow. And this year, we are focused on trying to see from the topic, which is capital market as a catalyst for the 1 trillion naira economy. So while we see that the monetary actors and the fiscal actors are also putting in their best to see how they want to take the economy to the next level, so we as stockbrokers, how can the capital market play a very important role in supporting that vision? So we will be looking at how can we come up with regulations that will provide the enabling environment for stockbrokers to be ingenious, to be able to come up with products, and as the brokers and as market participants come up with products, it also provides form of varieties of options for even the investors. We'd also be looking at how can we use technology to drive the innovation within the capital market. You see the EIPO, which the NGX worked on, is now here to stay. Gone are the days where you feel you complete papers for offers. So these are some of the innovative ideas. Then we'll be looking at what are those critical sectors. So there's one of the plenary sessions that will look at the critical sectors that can be supported through the capital market, look at the mining sector, education sector. So we'll bring together experts within this space. And as we do on a yearly basis, there will also be a communique. So beyond just coming together and discussing, we also publish the communique such that the summary of or the takeaways from the conference on a yearly basis, we can, and also submitting that to the authorities, fiscal authorities, to also be able to look at what we think about the market as experts. So we believe that, and when brokers also come together, you exchange ideas. We try to use that to also refresh our knowledge on a yearly basis.
All right. And as far as the macroeconomic issues that are, I guess, critical to the capital markets, how would you assess that dynamic, considering what stockbrokers are going through when it comes to day-to-day trading?
Yeah, thanks. You know that the capital market is a subset of the economy, so we can't fully isolate whatever happens in the overall economy from the capital market. But capital market can also help reduce the impact. When you look at businesses, access to long-term capital is always very scarce. Banks, there's a limit to how long in terms of tenor or loans you can get from the bank. But capital market can provide that long-term capital by raising bonds, or if you also want to use equity. So part of what the capital market will also be able to play is providing that long-term capital that companies would be able to have capital that can help them expand. Using, most times, the commercial paper, you cannot use it to build a new plant. It's going to be a mismatch if it's for operations. So while the CP market is doing very well to run your operations, when the capital market can so play that role by raising that long-term capital for you to expand, which would now be able to create more jobs, and be able to create more jobs, the income would increase. Yes, we can talk about the challenges around high inflation rate, high cost of doing business, but our job is also to play our role to support the economy while we leave all other stakeholders to also to play their role.
Beyond, when one talks about the key roles that the market can play in supporting various macroeconomic reforms, is there anything beyond raising capital? Like, it looks like that's the main thrust for the market.
No, beyond the capital raising, but we all know that if you carry out a survey around for SMEs business, you would see that capital is one of the major constraints that they have. So, but beyond raising capital, there's also what we call the financial advisory. So businesses beyond the capital, some businesses even need to be restructured. You need to, how can you be more efficient in the business that you do? How can we, it's not about just injection of capital. So we also try to participate also within that space. Also the savings investment space where you, when you look at the investors within that space, it helps you to cultivate that culture, because the brokers will create the products. It's the investors that invest. What is safe, that is what you invest. And as a result of that, you're able to build wealth. So it's more about wealth creation when you look at it from the investor's perspective. And when you look at it from the company perspective, that capital is also required for them to sustain. You advise them on the right type of capital that they can use to grow their business and to be sustainable in the economy.
Fantastic stuff. We're going to look forward to that conference and see what comes about. Ayodeji Ebo, Managing Director and the CBO, Chief Business Officer for Optimus by Afrinvest. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always my pleasure. Thank you.